Hello everyone and welcome back to Torchlight Infinite. Today I'm going to be showcasing a little bit of the upgrades that I've made to the build. I've changed a ton of things and I believe I made it overall better. The clear has come better. As you can see, I reached level 98. And let's run a T8 map just to... It's for starters. You may notice that we can now fully use our T8s. So that's already quite a significant upgrade from the previous version. Because T8s are not really that... Well, they are very profitable, but if you're not using them, then you're wasting a little bit of the cost of the beacons. Which is not that high this season, to be fair, but still you want to get the most of it. Now, I like a lot to play with God of War because of the speed. Get more XP because I want to reach level 100. That's what bubble, but no more bubbles can be added. Replicated +1. Upon entering, additionally obtain number of wind bubbles equal to the number of bubbles you already have. But you cannot change the quality. I think this is pretty good. Go with this.
I await the mirror of fate has revealed your ignorance.
Oh, I don't know what that was.
It was not my time.
Enjoy this moment.
That was weird.
Champion deserves the honor.
I await the gods.
And gotta get this guy, I think. Easy enough.
The
Okay.
judgment of the gods shall not be refuted.
Spend the cube. Nice. He made the cube so much better this season. And spend the dark search.
Look into my eyes and your everything will be. I await the gods' response.
Okay. So let's go over the gear. Helmet is pretty much the same. I just upped a little bit of these stats, spending the plasticity to get a higher erosion rest to get close to the cap. The body armor, I changed this to elemental resist. I rerolled the stats a little bit, so kept this, and got the elite rest. And right now this body armor is terrible. I upgraded this to tier 0, but I want a plus spell burst on the amulet and probably want a better base with maybe cast speed or something. But the elite rest is pretty important here. Still using the thunder manipulator. I think I've basically got rid of everything related to shock. I don't think shock is very good, to be honest, or it's not that impactful. So I'll probably be changing this. Right now they give me a lot of damage because of this mod, but if I can get, you know, +1 spell, plus blessings, crit damage on the gloves, fervor, all that stuff, it'll be amazing. And then I can get the mark elsewhere, which is the other good thing I get here. The belt, I crafted this belt to be basically extremely defensive. The only damage mod here is, you could argue, cold and recovery, but the damage per stack of blessing, which is amazing as a Thea. Then I want this damage taken when low of mana to be tier 1, because it's a very, very strong mitigation tool. This is whatever, it's very bad, but I got the +2 deflection stacks and this elevated, so it's a fairly decent belt. You could also, I could also use the new crafting mod to replace this with something else, and then I could get something better out of it, but I like the mana regen implicit. I crafted these boots. I basically got them as they are, with the +1 refraction and the deflection. It has actually all of these mods. I just added the +1 focus blessing, and then I used the dream crafting to get this mod, which allows me to bypass the cooldown of movement skills, spending an agility blessing. This is very good on certain situations where you want to just blink again. Say you're moving through packs, then you don't want to wait for the cooldown, so it's very good for, you know, to traverse the maps a little bit faster. This ring, I switched the implicit for this base, which is elemental damage, to erosion rest to get close to cap. Then, you know, focus blessings, elemental resistance and erosion resistance, and curse effect. I crafted this prisoner ring. It's not by any means perfect. It has like, this is kind of a dead mod. This is very low. I have a blemish, but you know, the LA res and erosion res mod tier 0, I got the curse effect, and I slammed the tier 0 blessing. It's pretty good as it is, and it's a 32 crit damage, so it's a nice upgrade. And then the sage staff. So these staff, since I got the when we go to the skill section, this is why I got the off the beaten track. But basically, still a work in progress in my opinion. This lightning pen per cold pen is good because of the changes we made to the passive tree. The +4 beams, you would want to elevate this to +6 ideally, and of the beaten as well. But you know, elevating a 200 weapon is very expensive. It's just it's already 200 FE just to do the elevations, and if you break it, then you lost 200 FE for nothing. So it's risky. So I rather just stick with this and farm a lot more before I upgrade this. And once you do, it's gonna be a massive upgrade in damage for the weapon. So that's for gear. I don't know if we got candles last time, but I'm gonna show them anyway. I think I had, but I haven't changed the candles. Basically, candles are expensive, and I haven't been doing too much of Eterna, and I cannot justify myself spending 1k on a candle. So it is what it is. So the skill setup, I have refractions on the boots now, so I removed the refractions and added the added lightning damage. Same thing is the same. I don't have this level 21 yet because it's very expensive. Still using speed phantom with quick mobility. Added frost shield. I think frost shield adds a very reliable source of mitigation, and now that I have reflection, all in also increases that reduced damage taken by a long. For start, you know, it's mandatory when you're playing an ES build. Mana boil, mandatory when you're playing a spell builds. I bought a precise Orphorion hit for Secret Orange in Unleash. The build scales really fine with cast speed, because the cast speed affects how fast the beams release their attacks, let's say their casts, and also increases the speed at which you generate spellburst charges, which in turn, so if I cast once, I get a beam. If I cast another time, I get another beam, and that's why that's all cast speed, so it's very good to have. And I switched from armor to nimbleness. I'm still testing this. I think armor is still better, but I think evasion has a better synergy with deflection than armor does, because if you don't get hit, you don't lose your stacks. Then you can keep them for a little bit longer, keep them capped at 5, and when you get a big hit, then deflection is there for you. So I think evasion is going to be the play. I still can get precise version of these auras for even more damage and defense. Same thing here, precise amp. I bought a precise heal conversion. This was like 1k FE, but it allowed me to do this basically. You know, I'm getting 47 seal mana here, 62 here and 62 here for... I don't think this is correct. Oh yeah, because this is a 105 multiplier. So yeah, it's a little bit more than the usual, but it's still, I managed to have 4 auras on my life, which with a regular seal conversion you can probably have just one of these or 2 of these, unless you get a lot of seal conversion on gear or the passive tree. I'm still using precise crossing hit with electrocute. I would want a 21 electrocute. This adds a lot of damage because, one, it's benefiting from the +2 lightning skill levels, and also I have like 100% curse effect, so this is significant. Plus abysmal hatred also adds some curse effect as well, and I think precise crossing hit also adds curse effect. No, it actually reduces curse effect slightly, but we're overlapping that. And Thunder Spirit, because of the reasons explained before about cast speed. Magical Source, because I haven't solved the mana issue yet, and I could probably not run Magical Source if I don't run Mana Boil, but that would be insane, so Magical Source it is. Passive. Okay, let's go over the passives. Goddess of Knowledge, pretty much still the same. Magister, I'm still doing, yeah, same thing with Magister. I put a little bit more points in defense from the levels of gain. This skill duration, I haven't made a calculation as to how much you actually need to keep the maximum number of beams in the field. But I don't think it can hurt to have more of it. So I'm still keeping it there. Play safe. It's very difficult to remove. Bunch. It's a bunch of damage. I'm having like 15 focus blessings right now, so this is 15%. It's actually 45% additional spell damage. This node, so it's very hard to justify not having bunch. I would love a way to get this inner side, and mostly I would love a way to get Burial Radiant somewhere. Maybe I'll get a Divinity Slate along the way to get this, because this basically makes you immortal when you're an EA's build. And the other change, I was using Blade Runner. I tested it and I decided to keep with Elementalist for now for 2 reasons. I gain more damage from switching to Elementalist, and I gain more defense because I have Adaption. Adaption reduces significantly the physical damage I take, and also it increases my elemental damage mitigation significantly because it's +4 max LE res. So Translucid is like 20% additional. It's actually, yes, like 20% additional damage. If you convert to cold, this could be like 40% additional damage if you go cold conversion. But we're not doing that. It could be, but for now I'm doing adaptation because we're not channeling, and I don't think 20 is better than the amount of mitigation this gives you. And this is the big deal, I think. It's penetrating. Basically, this is giving me all the LE pen I need. It's 5% per focus blessing. Again, I have 13 focus blessings, so that is 13 or 15 focus blessings. So that is 75 LE pen on top of the other sources of LE pen I already have, which if you check here, go up to like offensive. Should be here, right? I have 41 lightning. So with 41 lightning, because of this mod makes basically half of the gold is applied to lightning as well. So I have 28 lightning plus half of the gold, plus that 75 pen from focus blessing, plus, you know, half of that pen through cold. So it's basically all the pen you need. Peculiar Vibe. it could be interesting to try it, but I think penetrating will win. And there's a bunch of good stuff in this tree. First of all, there is much more defensive mods. There is a lot. There is crit damage as well, which we're grabbing, of course. But there is, for instance, resistance pen, a lot of resistance pen. There is this, which is additional elemental damage taken reduction for each element type you've taken. Since, for instance, since you convert physical to a random elemental damage type, each time you take physical, you're activating one of these, and the next seed will convert it to another element. So you're basically always having minus elemental damage taken. There is cooldown recovery speed, which could be interesting to grab more of it, perhaps. There is this, which is avoid elemental MS. It used to be only 20%, but you can get 60% from here now. And there is a +1 skill. You can get cold and fire, which would be good for elemental amplification, but nothing else. And the slates, I got rid of everything related to shock settling and shock application. I'm not really worrying about it. So what I'm doing is getting more focus blessings here, sealed mana, this ES recharge plus lightning skills, plus spell kills level is also very good. Spell burst charge is good. This crit damage per focus blessing is very strong. This is, don't mind this, it's useless. And again, plus lightning skill level. This one I dropped. This one I dropped as well. This one I dropped. The other ones, you know, you have to work on them yourself. So I think that pretty much covers everything. Let's do this. Let's see how we fare against this fight without switching to damage. Seconds to do it. I think, yeah, it should be. The good thing about having cold damage on the skill itself through the tree is that frostbite is amazing now. And I think I can showcase the... I'm gonna do the T8 Traveler again. First time I did this for the race, it took me like 12 minutes, I think. But this time I'm gonna change to damage, actually. Space. I always keep casting this between phases because you always want to be at your max. And even at 75 erosion res, like all of the traveler attacks deal also fire erosion, fire elemental damage. So, and I think they penetrate resistances, so you don't want to stand in them. Okay, here comes the spiral. The spiral deals a lot of damage. Well, Like every single one of those bolts deals a lot of damage. But you know, you get to the edge and then you walk in a circle and you can avoid all of it. Now he's gonna go a bit crazy and he will have to do another spiral before he dies. Gonna do that. Gonna do another one of those. Then probably another spiral. He's still invulnerable, by the way. He has to go through another one of those before he becomes vulnerable. There you go. And now he'll die.
New cycle of reincarnation is approaching us.
Runner Corona. Minions. Sadly, nobody's playing minions this season, it seems. So everything is very cheap. I got a Winter of Origin that I hope I didn't destroy. But basically, it's extremely cheap right now. Oh. I either already sold it or I destroyed it. I don't know. That's sad. Alright, that is the third update to this build. If you're interested in watching more of this, do let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I'll begin farming for something else. Most likely, probably Whirlwind, possibly. But we'll see. We'll see what other interesting things we could play this season. Anyway, if you're enjoying this Torchlight Infinite content, feel free to please leave a like and share, and let me know what you think about the Lightning Beam, what you think about the season, what you've been up to, how much FE have you farmed, and don't forget to have a great day. Bye.